Something's wrong. The moo cow's too big.
For over 25 years, the meat and poultry industries have used growth stimulant hormones to fatten up their animals. On today's show, you'll hear some startling and thought-provoking opinions about what these hormones might be doing to your body.
Many meat producers use antibiotics to help cattle, chickens, and other animals grow faster and bigger. But that practice is causing increasing concern. Concern about the effects of these antibiotics may have on people.
Did some of these outbreaks stem from drugs given to livestock? Are critical warnings being ignored? Geraldo Rivera has been investigating. Is there danger in our food?
So again, the central allegation. If the critics are correct, then in our pursuit of bigger, fatter, cheaper livestock, we've also created stronger, tougher, more dangerous bacteria and other problems. So this report ends pretty much where it began, in the company of a sick child, apparently affected by a man-made disease.
Here's a statistic that may startle you. Tomorrow morning, if you buy a chicken at any supermarket, the chances are better than 1 out of 3 that the chicken you pick out will be carrying bacteria called salmonella, which this year will kill hundreds of people and cause thousands more to come down with a kind of flu or appendicitis or even a perforated colon.
Today would have been Rachel Carson's 80th birthday, and this summer it will have been 25 years since her most famous book was published. It was called Silent Spring, and it awakened an entire nation to the damage we were inflicting on our environment by the indiscriminate use of pesticides. ABC's Bill Blakemore is on special assignment.
Carson predicted a sharp increase in human cancers would coincide with increased pesticide use. It has.
Every time we drink tap water or every time we eat a meal, we're getting traces of these chemicals.
The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency is now warning the chemical may cause cancer, but is not yet anyway, ordering an immediate ban.
Is eating an apple sprayed with the chemical diminizide, trade name LR, dangerous to your health?
There's only one danger, and that's cancer. There is simply no doubt about that.
And the concern isn't just about apples.
Bananas, potatoes, tomatoes. From A to Z, everybody's concerned about what's in the produce.
From now on, I'm going to shop organic. I'm going to try.
Yes, it costs more. We're willing to pay the price at this point instead of consuming carcinogens.
Meat contaminated with dangerous chemicals.
Controversy over the use of the pesticide
Do you know who inspects the meat you
There's a new report out today on the dietary matters.
And the bad news isn't likely to go away. The 1990s will be the decade for food safety. For more than a year, the food safety scares have happened literally, one after another. And beef was not exempt from its share of food scares. In 1989, we found that the mass media is very skillful at alerting us on a daily basis to the dangers of our food supply. A 1988 survey by the American Meat Institute states that negative publicity about meat has many consumers concerned about the safety of their meat because of information overload. With the sensitivity level of the consuming public elevated about food safety, it doesn't take much to get a scare going. A rumor, a hearsay, a half-finished survey. Even a downright lie or terrorist threat can fuel the food safety fire.
What are you going to have for lunch?
I'm tempted to order this beef dish they have on special. I don't know if I should.
Why?
Didn't you read the newspaper this morning?
No. What was in it?
Well, I saw this ad that said that most meat ought to be sold in a drugstore.
Oh, I did see that. Didn't it say something about how cattle are fed all these illegal drugs and chemicals that are bad for you?
That's the one.
Well, what do you think we should order then?
Hi, how are you today?
Hi, fine, thank you. Do you have any drug-free beef here? I think it's called natural.
Yes, ma'am. All our beef is natural.
Well, I just don't want to feed my family any residues.
I'm really not sure what you mean.
Well, it seems like I'm always reading about all these pesticides and chemicals that are in the meat and that the residues remain even after cooking. And I just want to make sure I'm not feeding those things to my family.
I really don't think you have to worry about the beef produced in this country.
Consumer concerns about food safety have grown from the simple fear of food additives to a more sophisticated concern about the hidden hazards, the unknown things that are put into food by producers and processors. At one time, it might have been okay for cattlemen to have the attitude that the cattle they were producing were just cattle, their cattle. But today you must understand that producing cattle is no different than producing any other American food. Your income, your livelihood depends on consumer demand and consumer confidence in the product you're producing. If you, as producers, aren't ready for a beef safety assurance program today, then you should be prepared to have regulations forced on you from the government. And those regulations may be ones that you can't afford. Yes, the 1990s will be the decade for food safety. But who knows what will happen during the 10 years of the 90s? Will you be able to sell your cattle for a profit to a packer in the year 2000 if you're not on a beef safety assurance program? What if isolated violations cause consumer groups to press for restrictive regulations? Might the nation's retailers be motivated to take action on food safety, refusing to stock certain foods that are labeled unsafe by some activists? What if today's standards for beef are labeled unsafe by activists, and consumers want only beef that is certified safe? How will you make a living in the future?